to wherever they go at night. The smell of a firefly when you were young, smeared and glowing on your knuckle like a ring. I can smell it in the night air, your childhood. It still lingers here after all these years, along with the smells of everything else, even the things that have no fragrance. The smell of Mrs. B's sweat, tending her various roses and flowers, and tending to the overabundance of stray and homeless cats. She is dead now, but I can still smell her presence as I steal down the alley with my scissors to clip a few white roses that grow outside her fence. Mrs. B, please forgive me for robbing flowers from the dead. Scraggly cat and big white cat have been hanging around my back door and are being fed and have a new friend. This night, saturated with the scent of death and all living things.
Talking Truth in Toledo, Ohio on YouTube Live.
This is called Your Step on the Way to the Voting Booth. We live in a world that condones war, condones scorched trees, men, women, and children, birds blown up out of trees, cows flying, pieces of dream like red mist in the immediate air. Watch your step, keep your head down, do nothing. Pretend you don't see, whistle a calming song, pretend to study war no more. Or maybe you should join up or lobby for an equitable draft. Make sure there's real blood on everyone's real hands. I'll bet a job in a bomb parts factory pays pretty good. Lets you buy beers at the after-work beer joint and better than average Christmas presents for your loved ones. Meanwhile, the eyes of a dead child, as if it were looking for the last time at a sky filled with nothing, not even flies. There are, however, the eyes of the troops we support so fervently, their eyes as momentarily dead with what we call upon them to do. They are the recipients of our rave reviews, our undying loyalty to death itself. This is called A Grain of Sand. Tonight is a night for everything goofy, nothing straight. Tonight is not a night for food, even though you are starving. Tonight is not a night for being alone, even though you are alone, as alone can be. It's not a night to be rich, because sometimes being rich can only be experienced by being totally poor. Tonight is not a night to feel bad about the lack of love in your life, even if it plays on and on like a broken record. Tonight is not a night it sounds something like blood pumping through your beautiful and inconsequential heart. And I get these visitors, these mysterious people that come and visit my brain. And one of them is this guy named Gnarly Dude. He thinks he's a, he's like a wannabe surfer guy, but he saw the movie Jaws when he was little kids. He's afraid he can go near the water. He talks like a surfer dude. It's called, he's kind of this creative urge happening. So I went to one of those poetry workshops, and they had this writing exercise where there were words written on little slips of paper in a jar. And you could pick a word from the jar and try to write like a poem or something from the word that you picked out of the jar. I didn't write anything. But later that night, when I was sleeping, I had this dream. It was like a dream because I was having a three-way TV Knicks. Except we had these words of paper. And first we stuffed them in Patty Smith's conch. And we take a scrap of paper and try to write a poem or song about it. I forget what word that prompted it. That's it, a prompt. That's what you call that writing exercise.
Oh, shit.
Album cover I have by, have you ever heard of Johnny Guitar Watson? Yeah, got this album called Another Mother for You. There's a picture of him like a plywood cart, like a plywood car, and he got dressed like a pimp, and he's sitting in this plywood car with this big shit-eating grin on his face, and this older woman is pushing him. And you read on the back, it's his mother. It's his mother. Oh. Anyway, it's called The Subtlety of Music. The way Charlie Watts shyly averts his eyes in an embarrassed manner. The way ZZ Top makes a hand gesture. The way Miles Davis asks Tio, "Is that what you wanted?" Or a picture of Johnny Guitar Watson's mother pushing him along the car on the cover of a beat to shit album cover. Smiles on both of them. Oh, Johnny, who fell over dead while performing on stage in a Japanese blues joint. Oh, Charlie Watts, your smile like a grimace. Oh, ZZ Top, hiding behind your beards and fuzzy guitars. Oh, the dancing feet of girls in a beer joint, 1963.
Changing my eating habits, but I ain't quite gave up on pork chops. Pork chops to the microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dan Dan, aka pork chops.
All right, so I got this a mock-up of a chapbook I got coming out with EMP Press soon. Be my first ever chapbook. So. Nice. It's a poem called "The Hot Chicks That I Don't Notice."
Yeah, read that one, Dan.
I get older every year, and with every birthday, I've noticed that I'm less aware of the new girl at work with a nice ass. Today, I didn't even see her until almost lunchtime, when a coworker mentioned that she had a nice body. She does, but I still wasn't that impressed. Somewhere in the back of my mind, behind my thoughts about the books that I haven't read and the ones I've yet to write, I filed away the curiousness of it all. The fact that I'm approaching 40, and I can't remember how many days it's been since I last yacked off. Maybe it's the fact that I've been married for 3 years now to a woman that I love, and I feel secure in knowing that this time, the third time, that I'll love this woman for the rest of my days. Maybe it's that I know that with each passing month, those girls with nice bodies notice me less and less. Their biological clocks don't have time to pay attention to the aging factory worker and teeth. Will the stud that I imagine I used to be wind up out in pasture, no longer paying any mind to the bitches and heat, just grazing and taking comfort in the things that I've worked for? I still wake up every morning with a hard dick, but I also wake up with an urgent need to piss. And by the time I'm done at the toilet, coffee is more important than fucking. And the only time I think about that dichotomy is when I wonder how many hot chicks I didn't notice were all around. And I was telling Bob about this poem earlier. It's going to be from EMP Press. It's called I Might Be Crazy. If it's better to know or better to it is, I can't stop knowing. And every time I try, I find myself closer to death. I have every trait. Maybe I'm not bipolar or manic depressive, maybe T or OCD or PTSD. Maybe I've been driven just a little crazy by a sad, sick world that I know a little too much of. But please, take those pills anymore. The only side effect is, and the only thing that's keeping me alive is the ability to feel. Call me crazy, but I did see the face of God that one time I was tripping. I've been looking for him ever since then. I saw him once in a poem, then again in the laughter of a homeless man. Last week I saw him in my daughter's. I might be crazy, but I'm not a psychopath. I can feel. And the only thing I've ever wanted was to feel a little peace.
Yeah. That's all anybody wants, some peace.
And I'll finish with this. This is the last song or the last poem I wrote in 2017. It's called Fight Song for the Underdog. This is for every human that's ever lived with depression. For every human that's ever lived with a voice inside their head that keeps whispering, kill, kill, kill yourself. This is for all the fat people standing in line at McDonald's, ordering a salad and a Diet Coke. This is for all the pimply-faced teenage boys walking down high school hallways, trying to work up the courage to say hi to a cheerleader. This is a fight song. This is for all the poor kids that are thumbing through Car and Driver magazine, daydreaming about Lamborghinis. This is for every little girl that's ever dreamed of a princess. This is an anthem. This is for all the geeks that have ever played chess. This is for all the cover band lead singers, belling their lungs out at the corner bar. This is for all the old men walking to the carryout to play their pick 3 numbers and to buy a pack of $1 cigars. This is your fight song. This is for you and for me, for everyone that's ever felt invisible and unloved and less than. This is for everyone that's ever felt fat or too thin. For everyone that's ever wished that their tits were bigger or that their dick was bigger. Or wished that they had just one friend. This is for anyone that's ever been laid off or dumped. For anyone that's ever been alone at Christmas time. This is the day the comeback starts. Hey. This is for all the queers that have ever had to live their life pretending they weren't. This is for the weirdos and the nerds. This is a fight song. This is for the guy working a low-wage job, standing at the bus stop every morning in the sub-zero temperatures, counting down the days until Friday because he's out of smokes and his lights are about to get shut off. And he hasn't had anything to eat except ramen noodles for the last 3 days. This is the winter months. This is for the guy that's hanging on by a thread. This is for the guy that's too poor to file for bankruptcy. This is for that guy that gets up and goes to work every day anyway because, God damn it, this is for the underdogs. This is a fucking fight song.
All right. What's up? Automatic.
All right. Put y'all next. Like y'all, we got come automatic.
You on YouTube right now. You on YouTube.
How y'all doing? All right, how are you? I'm good. I'm gonna start off with something kind of like this is called Unsolicited Friendly Advice for Great Leader. I hope one day you understand that true power is gentle and is for the common good. Anything gained by force or deception
but we lost in the same manner. This is the law of nature, dumbass. I was I'm random. I was online a couple days ago, and I was looking. I don't know. Dorothy Dandridge is a person that I think was kind of cool. She had a cool swag, you know, especially for a black woman in the 30s and 40s. But I didn't know that she was like cool with Marilyn Monroe. Like a lot of people compare her to Marilyn Monroe, say she was the black Marilyn Monroe because she was very beautiful. But they were like homies, like they kicked it. Weird thing is that they have so many similarities. It was like it's kind of shitty, but I like it though. I did a sketch. It's like a mashup. Like that's Marilyn, and that's her. I got it from like the real pictures of them, and I tried to match it up. But anyway, this is called Two Beauties, One Beast. Hey. Miss Dorothy, Miss Marilyn, you know who you are. Everyone knows. You're the woman every man wants. You're the woman every woman wants to be. You are chosen. To many, all you have to do is smile and look pretty. So strike a pose. Stay frozen. Be our pinup girl, our starlet, our fantasy harlot. You're so perfect in every physical way. Gosh, yeah. But how much did you have to pay, Miss Dorothy? What was your price, Miss Marilyn? Did you ever feel loved? Not appreciated, not adulated, not admired, not desired, but actually loved. Even through the bad hair days and the unflattering camera angles, even through the unseen ugly. Did you ever have a chance to take off the mask and the mascara? Did you like what you saw when you looked at that blank canvas? No shadow on your eyes, no foundation or primer, no concealer or veils, no rouge, no blush, no lashes, no lipstick, just your raw, naked soul. Did you ever get to enjoy a nice meal without thinking about what it could do to your figure? Did you ever smile from a deep place? What you ever made love to? Did you ever enjoy it? Did you ever feel home? Why were you so sad? Your allure, your power to charm, your power to influence could part seas and move mountains. You could set the world ablaze with one tantalizing gaze. Still, it was never enough to save you from yourself. From your solitude, this power was inept in its ability to give you positive mental health. After a while, beauty took its toll. It exacted its sacrifice in the form of your lives. Right at their respective peaks. How very bleak. That's the thing about stars. The brighter they shine, the faster they burn. Burn out and collapse in on themselves. Tragic. But one more two-part question, though. After everything that's been said or done, what was it worth to you? Did you ever feel the warmth and the radiance of your own light? I hope you did. Because everybody loves the sunshine. That's because the sun loves us back.
All right. That was awesome. You know that.
Automatic.
Automatic.
I call this one, I joined a poetry group, and they say, write a poem about what you're doing right now. So I was sitting in front of you'll know when it shimmers. It'll make your eardrum dance and your soul smile. It serves everyone who appreciates it. That's how.
All right.
video and you videoing me.
I did this last week. My husband's in the room. I'm gonna do it anyway.
Do it then.
Okay. I love you.
Do it then.
Shit, I wish I could say sometimes, but I can't because I'm married. Fucking goddamn it. I just want to fuck. I don't want to get to know you. I don't care that much. I just want to fuck. I don't want romance. I don't want incense, wine, or candles. I just want to grip those handles. I just want to fuck. I just want to touch. I just want to cup. I just want to suck. I just want to bust a nut. But I ain't trying to blew it up. So, is that okay with you? If not, oh well. I'll just try it with someone new. Ain't nobody but irreplaceable. I can get another you. Just need a little help to get me started. I gotta find a little freak who just wants to fuck. But my life is never that simple. I hit y'all both the same little reason. One of y'all. What's up? Can I? What you need? Like I gotta listen to it in like different places. I don't really want to do it. I just want to listen to it, see how it sounds.
Okay, you want me to play something for you?
Yeah.
DJ